How many of y'all remember this? How many of y'all growing up remember this depiction right here? This right here. How many people remember this? I'm going live today. I'm talking about self-talks. Self-talks. One of the things that is probably the most instrumental uh, distraction or action in your life. Self-talks. What's today? Today is 12/27. We have 4 more days before we're in a new year, 2024. I hope you all had a great holiday. If you celebrate Christmas, I want to say, hope you had a great Christmas holiday, and hopefully you are celebrating the principles of Kwanzaa um, that give us an opportunity to develop a plan of execution moving forward. Like I do every week, every time I speak, I want to send a shout out. I definitely am going to keep lifting up my brother Terrence Black in these announcements. So I want all you people out there who believe in the power of prayer, believe in the power of the universe, believe in the power of the all, believe in the power of the Creator. Whatever you may call him, please lift up my brother Terrence Black in your message. Okay? Wonderful. Self-talks. Self-talks. I showed you the picture. I'm going to show you again because some people may have came in late. Here we go. That's the picture. You remember that back in the day, people used to say that you had the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder. And you were sort of taking messages from both of them. And the one that you chose to listen to would be the one that sort of entertained your day. First and foremost, let me go back. Who am I? I'm Dr. Rory T. Edwards. We're doing this house calls with you. Last house calls before the end of the year, because I will be traveling until the new year comes in, and then I'm going to turn right back around and go back out the country right after New Year. So I want to say that things have been amazing for me. Things can be amazing for you also if you learn how to control them self-talks. Now, what are self-talks? People don't realize that every one of us, every single one of us, each and every day has 50 to 75,000 thoughts that run through your brain. It starts from the time you wake up until the time you choose to go to bed. Those thoughts are going through your head. And the great thing about it is I did some research, so I had to go and check it out for psychologically. How do these thoughts how have these thoughts engage with people? Do they recycle themselves, or are they the same thoughts for everybody? And a lot of times I'm going to go through and share with you that some of these thoughts are the same. It's just that they go through the process of the universe and then they go into people's heads, and the ones that you entertain are the ones that give you a definition for how your day and activities are going to be. So 50 to 75,000 thoughts in your brain. So when you wake up, the first thing you're going to do is, what am I going to do? Am I going to make coffee? Am I going to make tea? Am I going to brush my teeth? Am I going to make my bed? You see these thoughts. These are thoughts that happen every day. Am I going to reach over and kiss my wife? Am I going to lean over and kiss my husband? Am I mad about the conversations I had last night? What about that person that cut me off yesterday while I was driving? What about that person who didn't treat me right while I was at work? All of those things go through your head every day. What about the new employee that I hired? What about the new guy I'm trying to date? What about the new girl I'm trying to date? What about the new job I'm trying to get? All of these thoughts go through your head, and what happens is that you get an opportunity to entertain them. Now, most of us take the path of least resistance. We take the path of least resistance because it's easier for us to develop a plan of execution, utilizing the thoughts that may not give us a lot of opportunity to execute action. See, with thoughts comes actions. With negative thoughts come negative action, negative outcomes. But what are self-talks? And since I've matured in my life, yes, I used to take all this stuff off the dome. The brain is still really, really tight. I'm really, really still tight with it. I can do ad lib. I can ad lib on some things and do some great speeches without notes. But I do write down notes when I'm talking about this information because I think it's very, very valuable. And yes, for all those who are out there who are having self-talks about what I'm wearing, I'm loyal. I'm loyal to the New York Giants regardless of where we are in the standings. We are still competing. We are still a professional team, and our legacy is what it is. For those who may have successful seasons going forward, this may be your last season. But one thing I do know, and one thing that you do know, if you're a true fan, New York Giants will always be a competitor. Now, for that plug, I need for the New York Giants organization to give me a call so that we can start working with your players. So for anybody out there who's listening, who's a New York Giant fan or has a New York Giant connection, let them know that Dr. Rory T. Edwards is trying to connect with their organization so that we can get their players back into championship mindset. You feel me? Okay. So let's talk about self-talk. This is going to be a little comical today because it's the end of the year, and I want people to see that I'm not always serious. I joke a lot. I do like to have fun. I like to smile because, you know, if you smile, it gives you 10 more extra years of life. So try to smile every day. At least every day find a ray of sunshine in your day because it will give you an extra 10 years of life. So what are self-talks? It says they're internal dialogues, one that you have with themselves often reflect personal experiences, beliefs, or emotions. It's not uncommon for people to have similar types of self-talk, especially when facing comparable situations or social influences. I'm going to go back to that social influence world real quick. However, the content and nature of self-talks can vary widely based on individual differences such as personality, upbringing, and personal experiences. Why do I say I want to go back to the social influences? Because every day I'm on social media and I'm looking, I see all the comments. People are putting up this, people are putting up that, people are putting up what they're doing, people are putting up that they're sitting at the corner. People are putting up, I'm about to go walk out in the street and get a cup of coffee. I'm walking over to my friend's desk to talk to them. All of that stuff is not necessary. Everything that comes into your mind does not need to be answered. I'm going to say that again because that's the key. That's the key to how you develop and how you eliminate those self-talks. Everything that comes into your mind does not need to be answered. So many people believe that whatever I hear, whatever I'm talking, whatever questions asked to me, I need to have an answer. Sometimes people just want to know if you're listening. But the 50 to 75,000 thoughts continue to come. They continue to come based on what you're influenced by. If you're having a bad day, if you get up in the morning and you put on music, that music will influence the self-talks. It will attract the self-talks. It will attract all of the things that you're listening to will attract what is going to be implemented and placed in your mind. If you turn on the news, now I've said this many times in many talks, when you put on the news, I have never a day in my life, and I've been on this earth for a few years, have never turned on the news and seen positive stuff on the news. 85% of the information on the news is negative. And so if you're absorbing that negative information into your psyche, into your cipher, into your spirit, your conscious spirit, what's going to happen? Your thoughts are going to be attracted to negative thoughts. If you're not having a good situation or a good relationship, it's going to be attracted. That's what's going to attract the thoughts. Understand the law of attraction. The law of attraction is a very serious and evident based model that says how you think is what you will attract. How you look is what you will attract. How you speak is what you will attract. How you walk is what you will attract. And how you think you will attract times two. I want you to really truly understand that is the self-talks. So I'm put together. See, people don't realize I've been working. I put together a method that could help you eliminate the self-talks, to help you put your brain at ease, to put your mind at ease, and to put your whole body at ease. So when you go to bed in the evening time or whenever you go to bed, you will be able to develop a plan of action that will be rejuvenated and refreshed through new thoughts. Through new thoughts. You will not carry thoughts that you had prior to going to bed, which also are probably involved in your dreams as you went to sleep, if you do dream. And you will put action to new thoughts that generate and populate and elevate your next day plans. And that's what we're talking about with self-talks. I know people thought this was going to be a 25-minute session. It's not. It's not. It's going to be very simple because we go through them every day, and everybody who is listening to this message or who will listen to this message will experience those self-talks every day. We experience them in every facet of our life. Every decision that we make, There's a negative, there's a positive. There's a person who jumps on, or there's a subconscious thought that jumps in and says, you're not qualified to do that. You're not capable of doing that. You're not smart enough of doing that. And which one do you feed? Because there's another side that says you're more than capable. You're more than qualified. You're more advanced than this requires. And which one do you feed? The one that you feed will be the one that will lead you to whatever outcome you desire and deserve. And these are facts. These are not things that are happening by chance. I want you all to really think about it. Think about the self-talks. Think about the time when you went to the store this past few days to buy Christmas gifts. I talked about it in the last one. You go buy Christmas gifts for people who don't appreciate you. You go and buy Christmas gifts for people who walk on your kindness. And you're thinking, well, it's the season of giving. It is the season of giving yourself the satisfaction of your ability and your gratitude for yourself for what you've achieved over the time that you've been here. You don't have to give to people for people to like you. People are going to like you or they're going to dislike you, and it's not your job to make sure that those who like you um, outweigh those who dislike you. I want you to know that the decisions that you make in your life based on your self-talks is not a competition. It's not a score. A buzzer will not go off at the end of the day and say that you won the game of self-talk or you lost the game of self-talk. The game of self-talk will be in your outcomes. All right? Now, what is this? What is this we used to do? We always used to do that on the show. We used to always talk about, we don't want to know about the problems because we do know that.